I didn't say anything, but I was suspicious because I knew he was cheating. Decided to go on this trip. I went and I checked his itinerary. When I checked his itinerary, it said that he's flying to this state and then he's getting on a boat and he's going to Greece. So, well, if he's not going on vacation to Greece with his girlfriend, I need a Greece vacation. My husband booked a cruise to Greece with his side piece and lied to me that he's going on business. And this is what I did. Story time. So my husband had been seeing this girl for a while. I knew about it. This whole time he was seeing this girl, that when I found out that he was seeing this girl, I pretended to go to the doctor and have issues where I can't have sex.
Hold up, I'm just gonna pause it here. So you're telling me you found out your husband was seeing another chick and you let it slide? Yo, that's crazy. You found out that he's cheating on you and all that. You didn't confront him, nothing. You just went to protect yourself from catching STDs. That's it. That's the first thing you could have thought about. Which is, I mean, it's normal, right? Acceptable, sure. I would have thought the first line of action would have been to confront the dude.
For a while. So knowing that I can't have sex and he's naive to what I told him, I was protecting myself from any unexpected STDs. So he booked this trip to go to Greece. So he's supposed to, so story back up. He told me he has a business trip. And he has to fly to another state for that business trip. So I didn't say anything to him. I wasn't sure if he was lying because he does go on business trip out of state. But he tells me it's not just out of state. He's going out of state for this business trip and then he has to go overseas for the other part with his business partners. I was like, I'm used to him doing that as well, going overseas. So I'm like, okay. I didn't say anything, but I was suspicious because I knew he was cheating.
Yeah, and you should be. I mean, guys cheating on you left, right, and center, and you are aware of that. So I mean, anything coming out of his mouth right now, you should be taking it with a grain of salt. Literally, like if he was an honest man, and let's say he wasn't cheating, and he's telling you this, and he actually has been flying for business trips and all that, then yeah, it's more believable. But after the guy is cheating, he has a mistress on the side. I mean, suspicious, ain't it?
So I went. While he was out, I logged in and I checked his itinerary. I've never done that before, and he never expected me to do that because it's not something that I would do. And I never told him that I was suspicious of him, of cheating or anything. So he decided to go on this trip. I went and I checked his itinerary. When I checked his itinerary, it said that he's flying to this state and then he's getting on a boat and he's going to Greece. He's going to Greece. I've never been. I've traveled a lot, but I've never been. So I was like, okay, you're going to Greece? So am I.
Oh, she one of those, eh? God damn, that's insane. She one of those that actually will show up. You know, there's always two kinds of women, right? There's the ones who they find out you're doing something suspicious, they leave, and then there's the other ones who play the role. They want to catch you red-handed, so they're gonna play the part, bro. They're gonna show up wherever you're at. They're gonna come and embarrass you right in your face. She's the second one.
But I'm not going on a boat. So anyhow, I call my bestie and I said, girl, this is what's happening. Do. I tell her the deed. And she was like, so what you gonna do? I said, well, if he's not going on vacation to Greece with his girlfriend, I need a Greece vacation too. So she's like, are you gonna go on the boat? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna take a plane. I don't want to travel on a boat to go to Greece. I want to go to Greece and enjoy that whole week. He said he's going to be away for 8 days. And I was like, okay, baby, I'll see you in 8 days. So I went ahead. And we have certain credit cards that we don't use unless it's like dire emergencies. Those are for like emergency. So we don't, because we leave those in the house, we never take those out with us. We don't have set up for notification that the card has been used or whatever. So I use that card and I book me a first class ticket to Greece.
Well, this is already getting dirty. I can tell by this, bro. The fact that she had to use one of those emergency credit cards shows you the level of planning she went to, to make this trip happen, bro. Like this is what I tell you, bro. Women are actually smarter than dudes. What kind of man would have thought of this? She's like playing chess at this point.
In the same one of the resort that he will be stopping at, an all-inclusive resort, and I went there and I stayed there, right? So no, I booked that. So when he left, so on day 2 after he left, that's when my flight leaves, right? So I'm still communicating. He calls, he checks in, blah, blah, blah. And I check in and I'm fine and blah, 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 this and that. So while he's on the boat, and certain times he can't make any phone calls, but he's telling me it's because he's in meetings. So I'm like, okay, baby, do what you got to do. Make that money, honey. So I booked this trip for me and my girlfriend, paid in full by him, that he don't know. And we went on a little shopping spree because we have to get our demure outfits together for Greece. Because Greece is not just hopping on the island. You know, you need to look the part. So we bought our outfits on said credit card, and we booked our flight to Greece. 2 days after he left, I guess he was on the water going. We flew to Greece and got there, right? So we're in Greece, enjoying everything of Greece. So mind you, I didn't bring a credit card. I took cash from where we keep our cash, or his cash. And we were spending mostly cash. And yes, we used some credit cards, but it was credit card that he wouldn't see the charges. And I'm there and we're enjoying ourselves, child. Everything from the high end, everything, and we're doing high end luxury shopping. We're doing all the excursion, all the things. So I guess he was supposed to get there because that was their last stop, so they were gonna be there for 24 hours. Wow, we already there for days, enjoying myself. And I'm enjoying life. When he calls, I answer. Because my phone still works in Greece, because we pay the bill. And when he calls, I answer. And sometimes when he's talking to me, like, I can't hear you, I can't hear. So I make it sound like it's on his part why I can't hear him. But, so we spend our whole time, me and my girlfriend. We had so much fun. That all inclusive was so much fun. Luxury to the highest, right? So on day two, on the last 2 days, he got there. Because I guess they're both stopped in different countries on the way there. He got there and I wasn't hiding. Neither was my friend. So we're at breakfast. We're at breakfast. And who do we see scrolling? My husband. That beautiful man walking with a nice, beautiful girl on his arm. They're both color coordinated, have outfit, her bathing suit and her cover up, like a little dress thing that she could come into the dining room in. And he's all dressed up in his little shorts and his shirt unbuttoned, and he has his little hat, fedora. I'm like, don't they look cute together?
Yo, this part is actually hilarious, bro. My man does not know what awaits for him, bro. He's just strolling, enjoying this vacation with the breeze, with the water, the nature, the people. He's in Greece, for goddamn sake, right? He's having the time of his life.
So I sat there. I didn't go over to them. And I had my breakfast. And they came in and they sat there and they eat and they smooch and whatever. They didn't see us. And then they left. And then while he was there, I took a picture of both of them. And I called him and I was like, are you okay? Are you in your meetings? And he's like, yeah, we're swamped over here trying to make this deal, blah, blah, blah. So I sent him the picture. And I said, you look cute. And he's like, what? Where you get this from?
Imagine the high blood pressure he must have got after he got that picture, bro. Wherever he was probably at the dining table, eating, drinking margarita, whatever the hell, bro. The moment he looked at that picture, bro, he probably spat whatever was in his mouth out, bro. My man was about to have a heart attack right there in Greece.
What? And then I'm like, don't worry about it, baby. You are okay. You look good. She looks good too. It's all right. And he tried to call me back. I didn't respond. So now they're at the pool hanging out. And I went out there, me and my friend. And we got in the pool and there was a swim up bar. And they were sitting there. And we just scooted up right next to them. And we ordered drinks. And this man turned around and looked at me. And I looked at him. And he looked at me. And I looked at him. And she looked at me. And I looked at her. And he was like,
so imagine the horror on his face right there, bro, right when he runs into his wife in that pool. And I'm wondering at this point, does that mistress know who she is? Because for all you know, the mistress just thinks it's just another lady, another tourist out there on a vacation, whatever. She might be unaware and mixed up in this whole mess, right? But I'm sure her friend is aware, so her friend is probably having the time of her life. But I'm just wondering that shock on that man's face. Imagine what kind of thoughts going on through his head, right? Imagine all the commotion. Imagine everybody just like staring at this scene right here, bro.
like stuttering, like can't speak. I'm like, oh, hi, nice to meet you here. You come here a lot? I just turn around with my friend and we just keep having our drinks and whatever. Now he's holding on to my hand to leave the bar, the swim up bar, to go talk. I'm like, I'm having fun. You go over there, you have fun. Girl, get your man. Go have fun. I'm sure you want to know what happened next. So, he's trying his hardest to talk to me at the bar. And I'm like, this is what he's getting, like the whole that calm, happy go lucky girl type of situation. I wasn't stressed that you cheated. I wasn't stressed that you decided to take your side piece on a luxury vacation. I wasn't stressed. Me and this man has no kids together. One. So I wasn't stressed. So anyway, we were sitting there and he's still trying to get to me and whatever. So I had booked an excursion that day to go do a photo shoot. So I got up and me and my friend, we left the bar and he's trying to follow us and he forgot about this poor girl. Like she's sitting there by herself, don't know what to do. She don't know if she's going back on a boat, a plane, a train, a car, or she gonna fly or she gonna morph back to the United States. So I got out of the pool, me and my friend walking, and he walked out and he grabbed me. Not grabbed me like aggressively grabbed me, but he's like, can you please let us talk, let us talk, let us talk? I'm like, baby, we'll talk when we are on US soil. I don't think you want to talk in another country right now. We'll talk when we get home. I'm going to go do what I came here to do. You go do get all the fun you want to have. You brought her here. I'm sure you paid her well or you spent a lot. Get your money's worth, baby. Get your money's worth. We'll talk later. And he would not leave me alone. So I'm walking into the lobby and he's still walking behind me fussing and stuff. And I looked at a security and the security looked at me and was like, do you need help? And I'm like, yeah, this man is bothering me. I don't know him. And he's bothering me. And he's like, no, she's my wife. I said, I do not know him. Do you see me wearing a ring? I don't have a ring. I'm not married. I don't know this man. Could you have him leave me alone? So he talked to him and tell him you can't, whatever. So I went to the room and we changed and we grabbed our stuff to bring our clothes because we have like some dresses that we want to switch out. And we went to the shuttle came and picked us up and we went to our location and we did our photo shoot and it was bomb. We did our photo shoot. After we did our photo shoot, we came back to the hotel and we got dressed for dinner. When we went to dinner, I was looking to see him, but there's multiple restaurants, so he could have been at anyone. But he was blowing up my phone. At this point, I turned my phone off and left it in the hotel room because I didn't need it no more.
I just have a question. Like, do you guys think like she would have still been acting like this, enjoying the trip, if she had went and not found him there? Like, if she had not ran into him with his mistress, do you think she would have been having such a good time like this? I don't know. Let me know.
He knew where I was, and I knew where he was, and that was that. So we went to dinner, had our dinner, and they had a little party thing, and we enjoyed, and we want to step, and we got lit, and we enjoyed ourselves. My friend is my ride or die, and she do whatever I'm down for. And we had our fun and whatever. And we went back to our room and we slept. And he keeps calling. Nothing. Now, their boat leaves the next day, so they got to get out of the hotel and go back on that boat. That man came to the front desk, tried to find me, whatever. I don't know how he did, but for some reason we ran into each other. I came down to the desk and we not ran into each other, but he was trying to find me and they called me and I came down. So I was like, you need to leave me alone and we'll talk about this when we get home. You don't want this in the streets. You do not want this in the streets.
Oh, damn, bro. That sounds like a threat to me. If your wife is telling you this, bro, imagine. I bet you anything this man was walking with his tail between his legs at the end of this, you know? Imagine the thoughts running through his head as he's entering that boat with his side piece. You think he's at peace, bro? He's stressed for his life.
I'm here to enjoy myself. I'll see you in a couple of days. So, long story short, he left with the girl because he was like, no, I'm not going back on that boat. I'll get my stuff and I'll fly back with you. I'm like, no, you're not. If you don't want to be arrested in this country with me screaming bloody murder, you better go take that girl home. You took her here. You're not leaving her stranded. And you're not letting her go back on the boat by herself. You're going to be a gentleman, as I thought you were. And you're going to take this girl back on the boat. And I'm sure she knew you were married. So this shouldn't be a shock to her. So go enjoy the rest of your time and your long ride back to the United States. I'll see you when I'll see you. you. And he's like, when are you leaving this? No, no, baby. No, I'll see you when I see you. I know where you live. I know where you live. I'll come see you, okay? Or you come see me, whichever one of us get here first. So anyhow, I had another day there. So I had two, it was like that day and then the other day and then a day later we flew out. So we flew back to my friend and I, we flew back to the US. We had a blast, y'all. I've never had a vacation like that. I've had vacation, but that vacation was filled with all kind of things. Trust me, I can't even speak on it. So we went back to the US and whatever time it took for him to come home, he came home and he came home hollering, bawling, carrying on, whatever. And he came home to me being in the house just the same way he always leave me in the house and go do what he got to do. He came back. I was working in my office and he came, knocked on the door. Can you talk? I'm like, I'll talk to you when I'm done working. I'm not going to stop working just to come talk to you. You don't do that. Mm-mm. So I finished up my online work and I came out and was like, can I help you? And he's like, don't talk to me like I'm a nobody, like you don't know me. We're husband and wife. I said, are we now? Are we? And he's like, yeah, I made a mistake and blah, blah. I said, honey, you've had this mistake going on for months. Why didn't you say nothing? Why should I be the one to say something? I should tell you not to cheat. All you got to do is tell me you wanted to go somewhere else. You wanted to leave. You wanted us to be over with. I would have been fine with it. Because one thing with me, I'm not going to hold on to something that doesn't belong to me. He's like, oh, I don't like how you're taking this easy. You're probably cheating. I said, no, I'm just happy I found out the time I did. And thank you for that vacation. He said, what do you mean? Oh, I booked that vacation on your dime, honey. You think I was going to not book it on your dime when you're taking somebody else on a trip? Furthermore, I came back and before I left for this trip, I filed for divorce. So you'll be all right. You could be a free agent and you could do whatever you want. I said, no, I want to be with you. I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm. So he went from begging to now being aggressively, nasty with his mouth. Like, oh, well, this is my house and you're not taking anything and blah, 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 and this and that and whatever. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we went through the divorce process. Time went by, we went through the divorce process. They asked me, do you need anything? I said, the only thing I need is what's supposed to be mine. I don't want nothing else that wasn't mine before or wasn't given to me. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, well, that car in the driveway that you said not to take, honey, that was a gift. You bought that as a gift to me. That's not a property that you own. And thank you for buying that cash. Thank you. I love you so much for that. Yeah, that car is mine. And this mortgage, my name is half on this deed. So it's either you're going to buy me out because I'm not leaving. So either you're going to buy me out or something else because I'm not leaving and you got to go. And it's like, no, the house is mine, blah, blah, blah. I said, you want the house? Okay, buy me out. Buy me out. And it's like, oh, well, there's nothing. Well, you could have half the house and you could have your car and whatever clothes and stuff you have in the house, but everything else is mine. I said, everything else like what? Oh, the bank accounts and blah, 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 other than your private bank account, whatever, it's mine and whatever. I said, when we got married, we signed a prenup, right? Yeah, we signed a prenup, so you're not supposed to get anything. I said, you forgot one clause in the prenup. It says what? If I have full evidence of you cheating, I get 70% of everything because you told me you would never cheat on me. That was your words. You would never cheat on me. And to prove it to me, you said 70% of everything you own. And then in the prenup, you forgot. And baby, I got all the evidence. Thank you very much. I got the itineraries. I got all the pictures from your dinners and your hotel charges with your girlfriend. I got everything and your whole cruise with your girlfriend. Yeah. So guess what? 70% of everything is mine. So you could take your little 30% and go share it with your bitch because
Oh, now we reached a conclusion. God damn, bro. This is what a story. Damn. So Mans first of all lies to her, tells her he's going for a work-related trip, but he's taking his mistress, and she comes up with a perfect idea to use all them stored away credit cards to book herself a trip to the same destination. She goes there with her girlfriend. She gets there, she's having the time of her life, runs into her man, and all of a sudden he's shook. He wants her back. Now he's stressed. You know, before he was probably like having the time of his life. His mind is like on vacation mode. He's good, bro. He's chilling. He's enjoying. He's acting like a typical Greece man in Greece, bro. Up until she showed up. So you know what? I was wondering throughout this whole story. I was like, why didn't she leave him way earlier on? Because she did find out about him cheating way earlier on, right? And she never really pressed him about it. She just kept it to herself. So I was wondering about that part. But now in the end here, it makes sense. I see why she held on for as long as she did. It's because she wanted that divorce, and she wanted everything that was hers, everything that was signed on that prenup, the house, the cars, all of that. And in order to do that, she needed to collect the evidence, which she did when she went on that excursion, you know, that to whatever Greece, took pictures of him cheating and all that as proof, and then came back and filed for it in court. Wow, this is like chess, bro, 101, bro. She planned these T's to the O's, bro. I don't even feel bad for the dude, because like he did this on himself. I mean, there's always a fine line, right? Like, especially if you're married, anything you do, that it's gonna have a repercussion, especially like things like this, bro. Why are you cheating when you marry? I mean, actually, I can't even really ask that, because you know, man be mans, right? But at the end of it all, like, bro, you know your wife, she's smart like this. You thought you could play it off. You thought you could play it off. You thought you could lie to her and she ain't gonna see it. Matter of fact, y'all are sharing bank accounts. You're sharing all this. She has access to everything you have. Like, you thought you could hide it from her. That's the funny part. So I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys feel bad for him? And if you're a woman, in the comments, comment down, would you go to this length? Because you gotta imagine, bro, this takes a lot of energy, right? Imagine you're taking time out of your day, you're booking this trip, you're going there. It's like this whole trip is in connections with him cheating. So this whole thing is in your mind, right? Like, you're going on this trip, you know your husband been cheating on you, you know you're gonna run into him, so you're only thinking about him. You're not even, I bet you she wasn't thinking about Greece. She wasn't thinking about eating, partying, enjoying, having a great time. No, she was thinking of catching him in the act and how he would react. And he played it right to her hands, right? He reacted exactly how, or she wanted him to react, right? So there you go. And in the end, he gave her exactly what she wanted. Wow, I'm lost for words. But anyways, yeah, that's a video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Peace.